Hi guys, welcome to Shilpi's Academy. So today our topic is management information system. All right. This topic might sound like it's a little complicated, but it's not. Okay, there's a lot of understanding which is there in this topic, and I would suggest that Google up a little on this topic. Okay, see how in the new generation, the new companies, the bigger companies, how are they using this information systems to their advantage. If you would Google about this, try to find out how the things is happening, you'll enjoy this all the more. Okay, while I am also here to give you insights on what is management information system. But I always believe that learning, when you do it on your own research, your own research, after getting the inputs from me, when you do your own research, it is another level itself. All right, you will remember that for life, is what I feel. Okay, so let's just get started on what is management information system. So what is management information system? MIS concepts are concepts where and then if you can read over here what's written, executives in an organization provide leadership and direction for planning, organizing, staffing, supervising, controlling business activities, and each of these involves decision-making process. For making decisions, this executive needs information, and this information is provided by data processing departments. Depending on the hierarchy, the information need differs, and according to the different types of information, the system is created. And to achieve these goals, different types of information system is devised by the organization, and amongst which is MIS. Now, okay, in today's time, the information is very, very important, right? The data is very important. If you notice, whenever you buy anything from anywhere, most of the time we give out our phone numbers, and we give out our email IDs when we sign up for some newsletters, or when we become customers of any company. There's a lot of details which they ask us, and we share all that, right? Like, for example, email IDs, phone numbers, our address, our date of birth, our anniversaries, and there's a whole lot of other data which we end up sharing. Now, this data is processed, and this is presented in a more concise manner, presented in a manner which can be useful to the company, and this information is then passed on from them to the higher levels of authority in the business. Now, see, a business involves a lot of decision making, right? And most of these decisions are made by the middle or the top level of management. So they need all this information in a particular format, in a particular system, okay, which they have predefined already, all right? And when they get this information, and this system, okay, the system where how the information is processed and shared with them is basically an MIS, okay? Now, this information is very useful for the companies in all the sectors, okay, in all the factors, as in all the departments, okay? Like, for example, marketing, it is useful because whenever we are doing any kind of marketing research, or whenever we want to come out with any new product, or give a discount, then we need to have certain information about the people, right? We need to have information about the spending habits of people. So they collect data on what is the spending habits of people. So this was noticed that during the festival times, the spendings increases, right? The people start spending more because they get their bonus that time, and then, that festival time is the time when people spend more. So the companies come out with their amazing, colorful offers at that time. This is all a result of your information decisions based on these informations which they have collected. So that is one thing on marketing. Second thing could be to understand the spending habits of people. Like, say, the credit card bills, okay? When the companies actually analyze the credit card bills and track the spending pattern of people, okay? Like, where are people spending more? Is it on necessities? Is it on luxuries? Is it on eating out? So all these data is actually processed and then presented in a way which helps the companies to make decisions. Okay, like, for example, when you study credit card bills of, say, a particular segment of the middle class people of US, you would notice that around 20% of the bill is for dining out. So that is an information to the restaurant or the hotel owners that 20% of the investment is made on dining out. So let's make it more attractive. Okay. You can go further deep down also, like say in a restaurant, when they collect the data, they find out on which items are the people spending more, or during what time are the people spending more. So it is during dinner time that people spend more. It is during the weekends that people spend more. And where are they spending more? Is it on the main course? They find out that most of the people spend more on the appetizers or soups. So they would probably give a bigger variety of that. I hope you're getting the hang of what I'm trying to say, okay? So this, all the companies have to have a management information system in place to understand the data. Okay, they collect the data, they process it, and then it is presented to them in a way which helps them to take decisions. Okay, so that is what is a management information system. This is the way which I explained just now would be useful for marketing. Say it would be useful for the finance department also. It would be useful for the production department also. You know, when they understand on which time periods the people buy what kind of products more. So that way they can decide on when to increase the production of something, or when to maintain, how much stock to maintain. So all this decisions can be taken only when the information is presented in a proper way. I'll just give a very small day-to-day example for a very small organization also. Okay. Say I go off for a holiday for 10 days. So in my academy, I generally instruct my staff that whichever inquiries are coming, wherever you maintain the visitors note. So whatever inquiries come every week or every day, whatever according to the size of the organization, give me a report on the inquiries. Okay. So every week I would get a report on this many walk-ins, this many phone calls, and this many social media inquiries. Sorry. And then the course would be written, from where they heard about us, that would be written. So this is kind of a simple report which I also receive. And this is a type of pattern which the management sets up beforehand itself. So before itself, I predefine that every week I need this report, this many columns should be there, this all information should be filled. So the moment I see the report, I can make a conclusion out of it. That this week, from where have the inquiries come more, for which course the inquiries are more. Okay, so this is one simple example of a management information system on how it can be useful for us to make decisions. Okay, now let's go to your text and understand this further. This is what we understood about MIS concepts. Now let's go to major postulates of management information system. Number one, information form of a MIS is periodic, exception, and based on demands. So these reports are already predefined, whether the company wants these reports on a daily basis, weekly basis, quarterly basis, or yearly basis, whatever it is. Next is it's based on demands, of course. It depends on for what purpose the management needs the report for. Okay, it could be for a research, it could be for the spending habit, it could be for to understand which of the employees is working properly. So it could have information about all the sales people, how many sales they have converted, how many visits they did. Okay, so that kind of information is periodic and exception and based on demands, because it's based on when they need what they need. All right, because information is very important, that it should be given when they need what they need. Okay, you cannot just throw information, it doesn't have any value. It has to be processed properly and given at the right time in the right format. All right, next is information formats are pre-specified and fixed. Just as I told you, in my case, the format is fixed. There would be 5 columns. These are the columns. It would be prepared in Excel and sent to me on a daily basis. So this is how the format on how I want information is fixed. It could be in a simple Excel format, it could be in a Google Sheet, or it could be a complicated pie diagrams and bar graphs and all the type of presentations also. Next is, it is provided by extraction and manipulation of operational data. What is extraction, guys? Extraction is when something is full and we take out a small part of it, that is known as extraction. Like how we say extract the juice out of the fruit. So basically it's taking out the best part out of something. So there is a lot of information we have, and from that information, only the part which is required in that data, that is taken out, that is extracted, and that is presented in the form of a report. Then it provides information about the performance of the organization. Of course, it will tell you how well the sales is going on. Like for example, the management will have a set target. It would have a target that every month 1,000 sales have to get converted. All right. So that is a norm which the management has fixed up. Now, then they've received the reports and they see that it's only 720 sales. So they understand that there is a lag in the performance and something has to be done. Okay. So this is how it improves the performance of the organization, and you can know how you are performing this month. All right. Next is it supports the intelligence and implementation stages of decision making. Of course, the middle and top management level have to take a lot of decisions, but that decisions is based on the data which is collected at the field level, at the lower levels, right? Otherwise, say the management wants to come out with a new product, all right? Like say it wants to come out with a luxury car product, and the data shows that the people right now are not spending much on four-wheelers. Then they have to recall their decision, right? And similarly, when they see that there is an increasing trend, the people are spending a lot on luxury products, then probably it makes sense for the management to come out with another line of top level product. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So this is how it really helps in making decisions. Okay, without this data and without this information systems which is being kept into practice, the management cannot really take proper decisions, right? Because you cannot just take a decision out of your dreams or out of air. It has to be grounded in practicalities, and that comes from this data and information system. The last point is it supports structured decisions for operational and tactical planning and control. So that's what it is. This system helps the people to make proper decisions. All right. Now coming to the purpose of MIS. The purpose of MIS is to report the organization performance to tax authorities, shareholders, regulatory authorities, and other stakeholders like suppliers and customers. Now, since we have so much of data, we have a proper information system. So the management has already set it in place. Thus, on this levels, you have to give the information out to these various stakeholders. The information doesn't only travel to the top level management, it also travels to your stakeholders. For example, income tax authority, right? When you file your income taxes, you have to give all the data about your how much money you made and how much expenses was there and what investments you did. So all this is kind of a MIS only, okay? So this is to judge by the tax authorities what has been your performance. And then another is the regulatory authorities. Like say when you file your forms to ROC, as a company, you need to file a lot of your forms to Register of Companies. So in this way also you give out certain information, okay, in a proper system. Next is your suppliers and customers. There are certain reports, there are certain processes which is sent out to your suppliers and customers also, all right? So like, for example, you could be sending out customers about the latest products that you developed, what kind of sales it gave you. So how was your performance? What was your profit levels? What was your liquidity level? How many new customers you acquired? Those kind of information reports can be shared with your stakeholders, all right? Then to prepare future plans for short and long-term basis, of course. You need to decide what is the plan for the organization for a 6-month basis or for a yearly basis or for the next 10 years basis. For this also, MIS plays a big role. Then exercise day-to-day control on various operations in the different functional areas in the organization. So there are various functional organizations like finance department, the front office department, and then the legal department. So because of this information, there is the everyday control because they need to send reports back to the middle level management or to the supervisors on what was the whatever is the data. Okay, like for legal department, the data could be something like how many issues cropped up, did you solve issues? For customer care, it could be how many complaints were there, how many were sorted out, how many still pending. So those kind of things form a part of MIS. Then is to allow different type of resources to different functional areas. Yeah. So this, how you decide this is how you have to plan out your resources. Like there's a lot of resources. There is a manpower resource. There is that is your human resource. Then there is your finance. There is your how you should like the infrastructure and all those things. So you decide on what type of resources has to be given to what type of areas. If you see that legal department is lacking, there are a lot of sorry, the customer care department is lacking, there are a lot of complaints which is building up, but you're not able to sort out the complaints that fast. So you decide that probably the customer care department needs more customer care executives. So this all is this all decisions can be taken through the help of MIS. Then the next is your to allow management by exception. This is a very interesting point. Now, see, the management is pretty busy, okay? It cannot get involved in everything in a day-to-day basis. So this management by exception basically means that management first itself sets a target. All right. Say the target is every month 1,000 unit of sales should happen. Okay, that is the target which the MIS management has set. The second thing is actually what sales happened. All right. Then third is if there is a lag, if there is approximately 1,000 it's meeting, then it's fine. If there is a lag either on the downside or on the higher side, then only that issues come to the management and management takes a decision on how to solve that. So this management by exception basically means that management has a target, and if the targets are not met, then only that lag comes to the notice of the management to understand how we can improvise further. So this is allow management by exception, where everything is not handled by the management, only the lags or when you're not able to meet your goals, those parts come to the attention of the management. Then to develop database of business partners and to devise procedures to deal with them. Yes, of course, whoever are your partners, you would have a set of database, like how many suppliers you can make, how many franchisees extra you can have. So you have a database of all those people who can work with you, and you develop procedures how you should deal with them, whether first a few emailers have to go, and then probably a call has to go, and then a personal live demo session has to happen for your product. So those kind of things is decided through this MIS. To develop the training tools for the new recruits in the organization at all levels. This is very, very helpful. In big organizations, almost on a weekly basis, I would say, new people keep joining and they have to be oriented around the company. It becomes a very tedious process if it has to be done on a human level or a one-to-one level. Okay? It leads to a lot of wastage of time. So because of this MIS system, we can have a proper training tool that whoever is coming to the organization, you have a set orientation. It could be a pre-recorded videos or pre-recorded papers or presentations, whatever it is, which the person can see and get himself fairly acquainted. So this kind of training tools also can be developed through the help of management information system, where you understand that the new trainees, where are the problems where they generally have doubts. So, you can make the tools according to that. So this is all about your management information system. What are the major postulates, and as well as what is the purpose of MIS itself. This MIS is a super interesting thing, guys. And in fact, what I feel is that the future is over here, okay? I mean, about artificial intelligence, how you collect the data, how the data is processed, how the data can be used, and how artificial intelligence is also helping to do all these things. So this, I feel, is one of the futures of everyone in the world. So please study this topic carefully. And so we have been studying about MIS from the past few videos. MIS is your management information system. We understood about what is MIS and what is the purpose of MIS, etc. Now in this class, we are going to understand about the elements of MIS and its other features. Okay, so let's start. This is your elements of MIS. So MIS is basically your management information system, right? So what is management we need to understand, what is information we need to understand, and what is system we need to understand. Okay, so let us take up all these three words separately and try to understand. Management. Now, what do you think is management? I think you guys would have done a lot about this in probably your business studies in your school level. So what do you think is management? management is not just which is applicable in the company. Okay, management is there at every level of our lives. All right, like for example, our moms are who or any other homemaker for that example, they are also big time managers, right? They have so many things to manage. They manage, they get works done from the staff that we have for housekeeping, and they try to coordinate everything. Which child has what class at what time, who needs what kind of a breakfast. It's a huge management. Okay, but in this part we'll be discussing specifically from the business point of view. So management is basically the art of getting things done through people. Okay. Now we need to understand that if we want to really grow, okay, we really want to grow our business. It's not possible to do everything by yourself. Even for a small scale business, it's no longer possible to do everything by yourself. You have to get things done from people. Okay. You have to get things done from other people. It could be your employees, your assistants, digital marketers, your faculties, anyone, but you have to get things done from them, and that is what is management. Okay, it's much easier doing things than getting things done. All right, but if you want to grow a company, you need to learn this art of getting things done from people, because everything cannot be done by yourself, right? So it is the art of getting things done through people, process of conceiving and converting certain ideas into results by getting things done through people, by offering them monetary and other inducement in return for their contributions. Mobilization, combination, allocation, and utilization of physical, human, and other resources in a proper manner, in a judicious manner. Management is sum total of the activities which relates to the laying down of certain plans, policies, purpose, then securing men, money, material, machinery for this goal, putting all of them into operation, checking their performance, and then providing rewards and mental satisfaction. So let us take the example of what say I had to do. Okay, when I wanted to come out with a CSEET online course, these were the steps which even I had to follow. Okay, so let's talk about that. It is a sum total of activities. I had a certain plan. Okay, I had a certain plan. I had a certain policy and purpose. My plan was to launch a CSEET course, which was the videos which were totally in English. And I understood that only recorded videos are not helping, and only live also has its own cons. So I wanted to combine the best of both the worlds. So we came out with a product like this. Now I had this plan, I had a purpose, and I had certain policies too. My policies were that we are not in the business of selling videos only. We have to take a personal attention in each child and understand each child's strength and weakness. Then only we can make sure that the child is clearing the exam. So these were my plans, procedures, and policies. Now, to be doing this, it was not possible that I myself teach everything, promote everything, and do all the work by myself. It was not possible, right? So for that, I had to secure men, money, materials, and machinery. So the men for me were all my wonderful faculty team, as well as my assistant who made everything possible. All right. So this was about securing them. Then money. We needed money to pay the faculties, to pay for the the platform charges or the hardware that was required, right? So we needed money for them. We needed certain materials and machinery, like we needed a proper web camera, we needed a mic, we needed a working laptop for everyone, we needed proper lights, we needed video editing software. So many things were needed, right? So these were those machinery which was needed for our goal achievement. Now, it was not just about getting people and getting all the equipments. Now we have to bring that into operation, right? And we have to bring that into operation and check everyone's performance. So I had to we all of us did this. Okay, we were checking on each other's videos, and if we were not liking something where we felt that even if 1% improvement was possible at that point from our end, we were scrapping it and we were reshooting it again. So the another work that was involved, we have to check performance, and we have to understand whether everything is working smoothly or not, right? Then after that, once things are being done, then you have to provide material rewards and mental satisfaction to the human resource who's involved with you. So all the faculties, including me, had to be kept motivated. It was not just done by me, it was done by the entire team as a whole, where we all were trying to motivate each other And of course, the material rewards were also there because, no human beings likes to work without a material reward. So that is the reason, when a lot of people ask me or tell me that, certain things, people should do it for free. It does not work that way. I'm sorry, but it really does not work that way. There is a certain energy flow, right? If someone is giving a lot of their energy to you, you need to return back a certain energy in the form of money to them. All right. So that is how this world goes around. Everyone works for certain kind of material reward and mental satisfaction. After a certain limit, the material rewards becomes just a number. Then the mental satisfaction is higher. But till you don't reach that level, material rewards do matter, right? So this is how the entire management functions. They have a plan, they get together the equipments required for it, the humans required for it, they put that into operation, they check up on them whether they are doing it properly, and then they also reward them with material and mental satisfaction, all right? So this is all about the management. Now, what is information? Coming to information. Information is a source of increment in knowledge which is obtained in MIS by processing data into a form which is meaningful to the users. Okay. This is super important, guys. Just try to understand what they're trying to say. We have a lot of data. Okay. A company, once it functions for 5 years also, it has humongous amount of data available with it. Okay. But that data is not really a useful information. Okay. That data will not help, because that data has to be processed and presented in a manner which becomes useful to the person who's seeing it. Okay, let's take for an example, like say for example, the finance department of a business organization. The finance department of the business organization just needs the data which it can understand about how much is cash, how much is credit, how is the cash flow happening, in which month is the other people buying more, these kind of things, okay? And then there is a marketing department. The marketing department needs data like in which months people market more, in which months people buy more, and which season people do not buy much, so they have to be induced with off-season discounts. And then they also need to understand about what is the current trends in the market, what are people moving towards. They have to study the historical data. They have to have an idea about the projections, where is the future going, where are the people going to buy things more. So these kind of data is not all the data is required by all the departments. It's certain data which is required by certain categories of people. So we need to give them that data presented in a proper format so that it becomes useful information to them. So this is one of the most important part of management information system. All right, the data has to be presented in a proper way, given to the proper person, only the data which he or she needs, in a format where it becomes like an information for them. Like say for example, you have the data of the entire year sales, okay, but that data will not be much useful. The data which you need is, so that data will be processed into an information. What kind of information you need? You need the information that in this 12 months, how much was the sales, in what category, how much was the profit in that last year, in similar time periods, how much was the sale. So what is the sale in this 12 months rotational period? You need that kind of information. You just don't need the sales number of the entire 12 months. Okay, so you need about whether previous year this kind of a sale was there or not, and which category has more sales. So these are the type of things which is useful to the person who's getting the data. Hence this is information. So data presented properly, given to the proper person at the right time, in the right quantity, is information. Okay, now moving on to the next part, that is system. A physical system is a set of components that operate together to achieve a common objective of multiple objectives. An efficient system uses its inputs economically in producing its outputs. Okay. Now, guys, system is something very important. Where human element is involved, no, things are very variable. You never know how it will work out. Every time the results would be different. Hence, we need to have proper systems at every level of the business. Okay. So systems could be like, say, if any inquiry walks in, then at the outside desk, the receptionist would take the details about the course interested, the email ID, the phone number. She would note it down in the visitor's book, and then she would probably hand them over the brochures. That is the first step. Second step, the person would come inside and would meet a counselor. The counselor would brief a little more details about everything, along with the fees and probably along with the testimonials of previous students, you know. So that's how the counseling works. Then after that, they might insist on a demo class, which could happen through a faculty. Okay, so you need to have a proper system in place in a business on how every inquiry will be handled. All right. So this similar system you can have in all the departments. Say a system could be as simple as if anyone wants to buy any stationery, then the system is that they need to get a voucher signed. Okay. So these kind of systems is there in every organization, and that has to be followed. So every system should be in a way where whatever you are putting in, the inputs, the money that you're spending or the resources that you're pumping into the business should be used in as economic way as possible to produce as much as of a output. Okay, so we are trying to make sure that the inputs is used economically and outputs is generated in a good way. So you also need to understand about various systems, like say you have certain hardware, software, manpowers. How are you going to make sure that everything is used in a as economical way as possible? Say you have a lot of equipments, which is a lot of machinery which is lying around in your factory. So you need to have a plan on how you would use all of that machinery in as economical way as possible. You have a lot of staff with you. So okay, I saw this, I'll give you this example which I saw in my local supermarket. There's a very big chain of supermarket in Coimbatore, and that is known as Palamudir. Okay, it is like a supermarket with all the grocery, vegetable, fruits, everything. So just outside that, you have fruit juice shop also, you know, those kind of things. So in the morning when you go there, say they have 10 staff. Okay, in the morning when you go there, morning time there would be a little more rush. So you would see 6 people on the billing counters. Okay. Then once after 11 p.m. approximately, sorry, after 11:12 p.m. approximately, the rush comes down. The same people would be involved in cutting of fruits. Like, you know, a lot of times the supermarkets sell peeled pineapples or garlic, which is peeled and kept in boxes, or cut fruits they sell in small Tetra Pak kind of, small boxes, like plastic boxes. They will put all the cut fruits and they will sell, no? So those same people who are on the billing counter, right now there are only 2 people in the billing counter, and the other 4 people are being used to cut the fruit or make the juices or, take care of the stock, all those kind of things. So this is how they have made sure that there is a system in which the manpower is being used in as efficient manner as possible. Okay. Say if they always have separate people for separate things, then probably it would become more costly for them. And 6 people on the billing counter is not needed all the time. It's mostly needed in the mornings and evenings. So that is how they have developed the system. Afternoons, those people are supposed to be doing something else, and this works in a rotation for them. So this is how every company needs to have a system in which it can utilize all its resources in as best a manner as possible. Okay. Now, coming on to the next topic, that is your structure of MIS. Okay, so all of you know that the management consists of 3 levels, right? That is your top level, middle level, and the bottom or the lower level. Now, every organization who has these 3 types of management, they need 3 types of planning also. What are those kind of planning? One is your strategic planning, then is your tactical planning, and then is your operational planning. Strategic planning is done at the top level, you know, the utmost top level. That is your CEOs, the board of directors, they are involved with strategic planning. Next, your middle level managers, say your finance manager, marketing manager, sales department head, all those people take care of tactical planning. Okay. The next level of operational planning is done on the ground level. The people who are supervisors, the foremen, the people who are actually, you know, there at the down level, they take care of operational planning. Now, let us understand about how every level of management works. Okay. So, coming to the top level or the strategic level management. Now, top management is concerned with the overall tasks of designing, directing, managing the organization, It consists of chairman, board of directors, chairperson, we should call it, remember? Yeah. So the board of directors, chief executive officer, the heads of the major department of the company, and those executives whose responsibility relate to the whole organization. They need the information on the trends of external environment, okay? Apart from historical information, they need future information also, okay? They are making forecasts of the future also. Thus, it is used, whatever is used is futuristic and external in nature. Information generated is usually incomplete and not fully reliable, okay? Now, what do you think the top level people of a company do? The board of directors of a company do? The board of directors of the company will not decide something like to give to get a sale this day, let us give 10% extra discount. That all things are not decided by the top level management, okay? The top level management decides which direction is the company going, okay? How can we make the company sustainable? How can we increase the profitability of the company? How can we stay in this business and mint money for the next 10 years, okay? How can we give back to the community in which we are there, in which the business is? So what is the next plan? The next 10 years, we see the world is moving towards this direction. So we also should be prepared for that. Those are the kind of decisions which is made by the top level management. All right. So their decisions are very broad. It is, they basically make plans. Okay. They basically make goals. And also, they don't just rely on the history data, not on today data. They have to see the future. So they keep on understanding the data, understanding the latest trends in the industry to be able to predict the future so that the company is ready for them. Just say, for example, you are the CEO of an automobile company. Okay, it's a huge automobile company. Now, you will not be thinking that this Diwali, let us give a 10% offer, or let us give an offer of get your old car and take a new car back. These are not the things which you would be thinking. What you would be thinking is that the world is moving towards battery operated cars. So how can we come out with something like that? The world is moving towards cars which does not need a driver. It is driven by AI, artificial intelligence. So how can we come out with something on that model? Okay, like Ratan Tata was thinking on how to have a car in which is the cheapest. Okay, which is the cheapest for every family to afford. The family who has two-wheeler, they should be also be able to afford that kind of a car, but it should have all the safety features. So that's how Nano came into the picture. So this is how the top level management needs to decide and make a plan. All right. Now, this plan, this information is very incomplete. It is not totally reliable because we are predicting the future, right? Future information can never be accurate. And also another thing is that this information, whatever the top management utilizes, is external in nature, because that information is not coming from within the company. That information is coming from outside, because the latest trends in your industry, that information we get from outside the company, right? So it is external in nature. Now coming on to the next level, that is your middle level or tactical level of management. This is the administrative head, okay? They get all the data feeded into them by the top management, and they have to give instruction to the supervisory level people, okay? So what happens over here is their functional departmental heads and chief of technical staff, like finance manager, etc. They're administrative, they're responsible for elaboration, classification of the goals, and the nature of information which they require is less diverse and complex. It is fed with information from top management and supervisory, and information received is internal in nature. They do not require any futuristic information. Like the information needs of a sales manager is corporate sales goals and targets, strategies and policies for operationalizing them. He also needs information on sales potential and trends in different market segments, geographical territory, and so on. Okay. So now over here, what is happening with the middle level management is they are getting information from the top level people, from the supervisory people, right? They don't need any, their needs are not futuristic, their needs are not external, they only get internal information, right? They don't get the trend information from outside. Okay, they just get internal information. What is their job is they have to understand what is the plans and policies of the top level management, and they need to actually implement it. Okay, the planning stage is done at the top level, but how to implement that plan and achieve the goals, that procedures, that plans, that getting down and understanding how to implement it, those kind of things is done by the middle level management. So say the top level management has a goal of earning, say, 1 crore of turnover this year. Now this middle level management needs to decide this 1 crore turnover. Okay, the sales department head has to decide that how to get this 1 crore turnover. Okay, so we have this product. They need to understand this product is being used by which age category more, what time are they buying more. So accordingly, they have to come out with certain policies. Okay, like they have to understand if corporates are also buying, then how can we push this product more to the corporates so that we get bulk sales. Then they have to understand what kind of policies will work to make sure that the people are buying, what kind of discounts they need to offer, what kind of after sales service they need to do. So all these are the type of things. They need to understand where what product is selling. Like when they do a research, say for example, say for Instagram, we mostly notice that most of the users of Instagram are somewhere in the age, in the range of 18 to 30. Most of them are below 30. I think around 70% of them are below 30. So Instagram understands that most of its users are young users. So it needs to target accordingly. Okay. So this is one thing. Apart from that, any company which feels like they have to understand, the middle level has to understand that in which area we are going to make more profits. All right. So accordingly, they have to implement the policy. So this is the decision of tactical level planning. Now coming on to the next level, that is your supervisory level or operational level management and their information needs. Now what happens at this level is that they are a team of management position at the base of the hierarchy, and they supervise the work and supervising therefore rank and file, clerical and blue collar employees and workers. It is also called operation management. It is concerned with implementing operational plans. They need internal information and it receives information from middle management for operational plans. And this is reliable and complete. Okay. Now what happens is this operational level is getting the information from the middle level management. This information is complete. It is proper internal information. And now they are working on this information to make sure that the task is executed, right? Like say for an example, the strategic level decides that we need to increase our sales. So we need to come out with certain offers and promotions, but we cannot be just offering discounts like that, because as the premium brand, and we need to have we need to have some kind of reliability in the market. So we will offer discounts, but in a very nice way. We cannot be just doing push sales. That is a decision of strategic level management. Tactical level management decides that yes, let's offer a 20% discount for this month. Let us offer it to our existing customers only, and let us inform them this about everything through email marketing, through SMS, through calls, and they can use a particular code. We can give out discount coupons. So all this is the decisions taken at the tactical level. Supervisory level, they take the decision. Let us give 20% discount to make sure that sales come today. Okay. So supervisory level is only doing the discount. It is giving the discount. It is scanning the discount code. Okay. And when the customer walks in with a discount coupon, they scan it and they give the discount. Okay. So they are at that level where their decision is only, let us give the discount. How to implement that discount system, they don't know. How to implement will be done by the tactical level, through discount coupon, through emailers, through scanning of the codes, or all those decisions on how to implement is done at tactical level. Supervisory level is only going to implement the decision. And what kind of decisions to take according to your policies, that is decided at the strategic level. So I hope this example clears out the confusion on what decision is at strategic level, at middle level, and at supervisory level. Okay. So this is the operation level. So this is what is done at the 3 levels of management in the MIS system. Okay. Now, this is all for the video today. In the next video, we would be doing other things like characteristics of MIS, the various other, basic requirements, limitations, etc. And then this chapter of MIS will be over for you all. So guys, this is an interesting topic. Do try to read on it and you're going to enjoy this process. Okay. So till then, bye bye. See you all in the next class.